Hey guys, Lisa here, and welcome back to another one of my discussion-y vlog-esque type video type. Fuck knows what I'm trying to say. So this one is something that I feel I desperately need to discuss and essentially get off my chest. And I know that this is a very fucking open way of doing it, shoving it on the internet, and I can't tell you, I am genuinely nervous and scared as fuck about this. It is very personal, but I'm hoping it may help a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. So I honestly have no idea how I'm gonna even, try and go about this or explain this or even anything. So just gonna jump into it and rip it off like fucking band-aid. So I have bipolar. Now, bipolar is, it is a mental illness. I don't think it's discussed quite as often as depression is. And I think the main reason for that is because there are two sides to it. It's not just a case of me being beyond upset. I mean, I'll have days where I'm fine. In fact, I'll have days where I'm fucking awesome, where I'm like, I can do anything, and I'll start like 1,000 drawings, and I'll go out and I'll shop, and it'll be amazing. And, that's all well and good, and people usually are just like, but you seem okay. Don't think they quite realise that the highs are actually just as crippling and can affect my life sometimes way more than the downsides do. I mean, like I said, money. I will spend a lot of money when I'm good, and it's not really helpful. And the fact that I will start like 1,000 tasks, and I'll start going, hey, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this, and oh god, I'm so awesome, it's gonna be great. And then I kind of create myself far more work than I should have, and I will essentially fuck myself and be like, and then I'll crash again, and I'll be like, oh god, what have I done? I can't do this. This isn't gonna happen. This is awful. This is the worst decision I've ever made. And then I will break, and I will be a mess. Granted, for me, the downsides are harder to overcome. The downsides for me, once I hit that end of the scale, it is very hard for me to claw my way out. It is something that affects my life a lot, and I fucking hate it. Personally, I have struggled with mental health for as long as I can remember. I'm talking way back in high school and stuff like that. But it wasn't until about 2 years ago that I actually got diagnosed. And of course, like I said, there are so many variations of bipolar, and I believe this is what makes it so hard for them to actually diagnose that. And, I'm really grateful, as bad as it sounds, that it is more, a bit of more of a light has been shed on mental health recently. I mean, it's awful that it's taken so many people to kind of, I don't know, no, to lose their battles, for people to realize that this is a thing. This is hard. The only issue I think that I struggle with is that you've never been around this or had to struggle with this yourself. It's so fucking difficult to understand. I mean, I'm lucky. I am. I've got some of the most incredible people around me. I don't think that they'll ever fully understand, but I don't mean me. I mean, I don't think I will ever fully understand someone else with bipolar as well, because every case, as far as I'm aware, is completely different. And I think that's why it's so hard, to talk about it. And I feel that when you actually are struggling, it genuinely does feel like you're the only one in the world that feels like this. And of course that's not true. Of course it's not. I know it's not. I'm not saying in any way, shape or form that only I know what's going on, only you don't know what I feel like, kind of thing. It's so fucking common nowadays. But you know, it's just so hard. It is. It's really awkward to talk about as well. I mean, I've had people genuinely in the past go, so what have you got to be upset about? Do you know what? Nothing. Nothing. I don't. I've been so lucky in life. I have the most incredible parents. They've done so much for me. I mean, I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for them. I had an incredible childhood. I'm, I've got my own house. I have two beautiful cats. I exhibition at London Comic Con. I mean, how fucking cool is that? I'm still not I still can't get my head around that. There's no reason for me to be this sad, and I'll constantly be told, "Oh, but you're such a lovely, bubbly person," and I am. I'm a really great person. I think I am. Anyway, I mean, I'm very genuine, like very. It sounds stupid, but yeah. But unfortunately, that's the worst part, is that there are weeks, and I mean weeks, months, where I can't see that. I will hit the point where all I'm thinking is, why am I here? Why am I doing this? And this year in particular, it has been so hard. I don't know why, but I feel like anything I had ever done to kind of build myself up and build myself past this and find that balance between the two has been destroyed. And I feel very, very alone. And don't get me wrong, I'm not alone. Like I said, I've got my best friend Ricky. She's my fucking rock. Without that woman, I don't know what I'd do. I seriously. And I've got others. I've got so many friends that are there for me, and I can talk to them about it. But in my head, I feel like this is why it was so hard for me to even go to the doctors in the first place. In my head, I feel like I was just going over to them and saying, I get really sad sometimes. Help. And, that's the thing. Everyone has sad days. Everyone. Who doesn't? Like, no matter who you are, like, fucking celebrities, everyone. You're going to have those days where you're going to feel like shit. It's just the way of life. Whereas, I think there are times when I know, and it took me a while to sort of get to the place where I was like, yeah, this is not just me having a bad day. This is me having a bad month. And it got to the point where I would, and honestly, I feel sick saying it out loud, but I didn't want to be here anymore. I would just want to go to sleep. And I would genuinely be devastated that I'd wake up in the morning. And that's probably when it got very real for me. And I think, it's... yeah. So obviously, of course, some of you will notice that I will, I'll record a couple of videos and I'll bring them out each day, and I'll be like, hey guys, look, I'm back. Everything's fine. This is all good. This is fine. And then I'll just disappear and I won't upload for a couple of weeks. And because I will hit this point where I'm like, why am I doing this? No one wants to see this shit. And I can't just sit there and perform, because that's not me at that time. It's really fucking hard. Like, I have so many things I want to say, but again, in my head, I feel like I'm just sounding like a fucking whingy bitch, and I need to just get over it. The first time I ever went to the doctors about it was probably in high school. It was a case of, but it was such a long time ago, and it actually was probably one of the worst times of my life. I mean, I went to the doctors and I essentially was just like, look, I'm really sad. And I'm not gonna lie, a few of them said, you know what, you're only young, it's high school. High school is hard. Some even told me it's probably just the January blues or the winter blues. And then one doctor gave me some tablets. They just said, I'll take these. And they did not help. They, not even slightly. I ended up in a very, very, very bad way. And after that, I vowed to myself, I was like, you know, I don't need this. This is fine. I can do this myself. And I think it took me so long to even, you know, try and go back again was because of the fact that I was having these weeks of, I'm fine, I'm awesome. And then it was like a couple of weeks of, and then it got crushingly bad. But it wasn't all bad. And I think that's why it took me so long. So eventually, as I got older, you know, I moved out, I started working, and I finally went back to the doctors, and they said, okay, yeah, you probably got severe depression. This is fine. But then they kind of just say, here's some tablets again. But this time, you know, they got it right. Well, so we thought. It helped out for a bit, and then I had to call a number. This is the worst part, though. I can't express how fucking hard it is when they just go, here's this number, call it, and they leave you. And they just kind of, you toddle off. And when you're in the state that you can get to, for you to just go, yeah, fuck, I'll ring this number and be like, hey guys, I'm really sad, can you do something? That's really, really hard to do, trust me. It took me months to even attempt to ring that number. And when I did, I just got stuck on a waiting list. That took months. I mean, fair enough, there's a lot of us out there. But yeah, by the time I got the appointment, I was so not ready to go. Because I'd gone back. And I'd gone back into my shell. Back into my fuck life. I am worthless phase. So of course I just couldn't. It wasn't for one of my friends physically like going with me that I actually ended up getting to speak to someone. So for that I'm forever grateful. Unfortunately, they're no longer part of my life, but I will always be grateful for that. I eventually got seen, and a couple of years later they were like, okay, this isn't just depression, this is bipolar. And we worked through it, and I was great, everything was fine. But yeah, this year, man, there's only so many times I can sit there and say, look, I'm not okay. I'm really not. I feel like every time I say that, I just push people away. I mean, I delete Facebook because all I see on Facebook is everyone's perfect lives. And it doesn't help. I'll see all these people in amazing relationships. I'll see all these friends out doing awesome things and going on really cool adventures. And I'm just kind of sat there at home like, yeah, I'm so alone. Fuck. So I do need to take breaks, I really do. And I just, it's so hard. So fucking hard. I don't know where to go. I really don't. Currently, like I said, I'm off Facebook, and it doesn't seem to be helping, to be honest. I feel like I've lost a fair few friends recently, some really important people. I feel like some of them I've lost because they've started relationships. I feel like some of them I've lost because they can't cope with me and how I can get. Sorry. But yeah, this is something that I am working through. See, I don't even know where I was going with this. I feel like all I've done is sat here and go, hey guys, I'm really, really fucking sad, and that's why I'm not doing YouTube anymore. But it's something that I needed to try and explain. I need to try and say, look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm not there all the time. I'm sorry that I can snap. I'm sorry. I'm just really sorry. Yeah, it's gonna be okay. I know it is. I mean, I keep saying this. I do want to do this. I do want to be here, but yeah. I mean, I wish I could explain it better. I really, really do. But it's really fucking hard. Just know that I do love you all. I really do. Like, any of my friends watching this, I can't even begin to explain how much you guys mean to me. The fact that you're even still around is incredible. And, you know, we're getting there. Like I said, mental health is something that is discussed more openly now, which is amazing. And I can't stress enough that any of you, like, absolutely any of you, if you are struggling, do talk to someone, please. I know how hard it is. I really do. And if you're anything like me and you went, no, I refuse to take medication, it's just my brain, I can fix this. Seriously? Think of it this way, and I swear to God, this is my dentist that said this to me, because I struggled with doctors for a while. Doctors were not helping me. They were genuinely just going, it'll be fine. It took a very long time for me to, actually go to a doctor. And it wasn't until I essentially was like, look, I have days where I want to die. That is it. That they were like, maybe you should talk to someone. So think of it this way. If you have hay fever, you take a tablet. That's it, If you have a headache, you take a tablet. This is no different, guys. It isn't. It's really not. And if you need to, so be it. Just please make sure, you do something about it. From back in my high school days, I'm genuinely so lucky to be here still. I really am. And honestly, saying it out loud, it fucking terrifies me. Still terrifies me. But it's okay. So yeah, if anyone does ever feel like this, please just make sure you do something. And thank you all so fucking much. It genuinely, like, I feel like I've gone nowhere with this whatsoever, but I feel really kind of, I'd say, relieved that I've kind of even attempted to talk about this. It's fucking hard. Especially when, like, some people will message me and just be like, if you want to talk, let's talk. And I'm like, how? Where the fuck do I begin? Where? How do you even attempt to talk about something like this? Because I feel like no matter what you try and tell them, it's going to sound really stupid and juvenile. And they're going to be like, okay, well, just don't feel like that then. You're awesome. Just, it's really hard when, everyone's like, oh, you're really awesome. You're a great person. If your head ain't telling you that, there's not much you can do. I'm kind of glad I did. Honestly, I'll probably like, edit this and be like, there's so much more that I should have said or whatever. But I've tried. And I do intend on making more videos. I promise. I ain't going anywhere. For now. So yeah, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I know this is probably completely pointless, but I wanted to. And I'm kind of glad I have. This is probably going to make no sense to anyone. It's probably just ramblings of a fucking sad person. It's fine. It's fine. So, I guess that's it. And as usual, I'll see you all soon, guys. Bye.